Storytelling, Ron. Oh man, I'm already getting a coffee burp. Anyway, I'm okay. So this is about traps. I'm gonna talk about traps and how simple traps really are. Okay, so there's really only three basic things that you need for traps. Is the perception part of it, whether they detect it, whether they investigate, what the passive perception of the trap is. Then it's what are the other two? Dang. Oh, like countering the trap, how you want to counter the trap. And the final one, and what is countering? Countering would be using intelligence um, with a kit, like thieves' tools, and I guess that's with Dex, whatever. The thieves' tools, and I mean intelligence, like trying to think of the mechanics and how it works, and then figuring, and then when you roll high enough, oh, I know how to disable that trap or go around it, or it could be just a dexterity thing where. Well, it's not dexterity yet. That's the third one. The third one is triggering the trap, right? Or actually doing whatever it is that you want to do to avoid the trap, or the trap is triggered. So it's detecting it, figuring out what it is, and then the countering it or triggering it. That's it. And everything, and just so you know, beginning DMs, I have a rule set called a guide. It's in on video. Hopefully I'll remember to put a link, but there is one called 357, I think. 357. And it's just really, if look at this. 13 is the difficulty class, the armor class, the spell casting class, whatever it is. If you're third level, your villains or your party and whatever you want to test them on at third level is just use 13 as the DC, the difficulty class, or the armor class, or whatever. And the hit points are up to 30, and then plus 3, for the attack, the dart attack, or the falling rock attack, or it's a dex avoid at 13 if you're making the trap a third level kind of trap against third level players, and the damage is going to be that 1d6 die. You can make it 1d8, whatever, 1d6. So that's kind of, and then of course if the trap is at around 7th level, the DC to detect it, to counter it, to intelligence it is around 17. You can change it up and down a little. The attack, let's say it's a spring trap or scything blades or whatever they're called, plus 7, and then the damage is 1d10. And I mean 1d10 is the base die. It could be 2d10, 3d10, same with third level. If it's 1d6 falling rocks, it could be 3d6 falling rocks, damage with a plus 3 damage bonus, right? Okay. So that's kind of like how simple you decide on the difficulty of the trap is just base it off of the characters. That's the DM trick here. Let's keep it simple. Don't freak out on everything. Just keep it simple. So to detect it, let's say we're a third level party. It's a low level party. From 1 to 3, let's say. To detect it is around a DC 13 or passive perception DC 13. You can make it 11 if you feel like you want to be nice, or they're really low level. You can make it a little higher if you want, but 13 for a third level. If they use perception, if they use investigate, if they use, I mean, even nature to me sometimes, or survival. If they roll that, they may detect something odd or weird about this terrain or feature or whatever. And to counter it, obviously, they want to roll, do they have any kind of kits or tools like thieves' tools? Do they have blacksmithing tools? Do they have, any kind of, being creative on how they should describe how they want to counter it. Well, I've got caving stuff and I'm a dwarf and I know about stone. And, okay, that I will believe that. If they say it's in a dungeon, dwarves are familiar with stone. Okay, that's totally good with me. Roll your wisdom check with proficiency. If it's a dwarf, or history, roll a history ability check. If it's a dwarf, and they say, if they give you something that really makes sense, let them have it and give them the proficiency with it. So that's how you do a detection thing. And to counter it, and the detection and the countering kind of work hand in hand in a sense, because if they detect it and they really understand it, they can have a good counter or intelligence investigating it or deciphering how to counter it or avoid it or whatever. And at early, especially at low levels, it should be pretty simple, pretty basic. If you just put a spike in it, if you just damage it, if you just walk around it, if you just keep it simple like that. But it's just fun to have like a little simple trap there, and don't use too much brain work. Keep it simple. Okay, here's another thing that when you design a trap, think about the monsters. How would they? You need to be them and create that trap, and keep it simple. You know, at low level, creatures to me are not that smart. I know when sometimes people describe them as smart because they want to survive, but for instance, I play football right in high school. We practiced every day. We worked hard at it, disciplined, whatever. But plenty of dudes just never got it. They were there for 2 or 3 hours a day, still played terribly. Okay, and it took me 3 years to finally get it. And that's with discipline, practice over and over and over to get just that system of playing down. So what I'm saying is goblins and orcs and stuff, they don't train. They sit around and wait to be ordered. So in my view, they're dumb. They're dumb. They don't have discipline. They beat each other up. The only fighting they know really is scuffling against each other. You know, that's kind of the way I look at it. I don't think, and I also don't think that they know how to like really defend themselves that well. So I play them rather stupidly, because they may think that they may realize they're small against you big guys, but they're still not very self-aware. They don't train. You really have to train with discipline to really understand what you need to do to survive. Most goblins, I don't think that they do that. I think they just fight each other. They scurry and fight in a way that's random and primitive, and some that just naturally know how to survive, you know, will go up to being tougher and bad and wicked. But the vast majority of them just don't know what they're doing. Anyway, I'm going off a tangent. Traps. Okay. How would they build traps? They would think about it very simplistically. What would they use? You know, there's those basic, there's that snare trap. It's really interesting. Just a snare, you know, to get rabbits and squirrels. All it is a loop. You put it wherever you think their path is. They kind of scurry through it. It's just a loop. That's all it is. And as they pull, that loop tightens around them. That's the simple trap. Now, I'm not saying that's what you're going to do here, although that one could be used. But it's that basic. That's it. That's the basicness of making a trap. Basicness. So let me explain to you an example. Okay. So this is my Goblin Fortress map. Was a Kickstarter, and I got to figure out if I'm going to put it on DM's Guild or Drive-Thru RPG. I think I want to do that just to figure out the whole printing thing, because it's definitely a printable type of thing. Not the maps; they're huge, but the book itself. Anyway, so this is this is the Sturgis cage, and these were the actual players in the game I played. And it's on my YouTube channel if you want to find it. But I just want to show you the whole map real quick. That there was a Goblin Taskmaster here. He's a character who will. And this is a breeder, so he breeds sturges. So there's sturges all around the caves here, and he made a trap, and I made this trap here for him. And in the book, I have it, just so you know, I have it described kind of simplistically because I want you to just kind of go with the flow and do what you want. And I even role played it out in the game. I should probably cut that into this video, just so you can see. I think I will. I'll put some effort into this at the end, just so you see what he does. So basically, this little taskmaster goes over here. He built this trap. So what it is needs to be a little bigger, I think. Not too big. Oh, I think I scrunched him too. Oh yeah, because I think he died. So whenever they die, I scrunch them like that. Okay, so here's okay, that's him. Anyway, so so this is basically one of the characters. This guy is pretty funny too. Let me just put him back. So, this is a simple trap here. So he lives here see these little spikes here are just very fragile. So this is a trap. It's fragile. It's DC 13. These things are really weak, and there's spikes underneath and muddy goo. And just crawling over it will snap them, and you'll drop. You know, they look sturdy. They look sturdy if you fail your DC 13 perception, but if you succeed at DC 13, you're going to realize that these things are pretty frail. And he's very light, so he can easily scamper over them. So that's a basic trap right there. And they fall in, and 2d6 spikes, and you're stuck in a mud. That's a DC 13 restraint, because you're restrained in there. And so sturges start coming in. See? So these sturges start coming in and start sucking your blood, and you're restrained. That's it. That's the trap. See how simple that is? So that's one trap. What do you know? I'm giving you 2 for 1 here. Okay, so here's the other one. And what happened? Well, I should probably let the game play out. Okay, but let me tell you the way I designed it. So what happens is a player, I'm going to let the video play, so a player will see this, climb up here. There's a little door, and I just described this, I don't have it on the map. There's a little door right there where you have to reach in to open it. It looks like it's hidden in there, So basically, the trap is that you and by the way, I didn't write this all in the book, but anyway, you can make up your own thing. But basically, you crawl in. There's spikes facing inward, right, hidden in the dirt there. And so when you crawl in to reach, the spikes will actually hold you there. As you open, well, before you, and then when you open it, there's a little bell. I made a bell or whatever, and then that alerts the sturges in the caves. And as they come, you try to get out. You get caught by those spikes. See? And then you take 1d6 or 2d6 and you're restrained or grappled right there. You're grappled. But the only thing sticking out of here is your derriere, and the sturges come in and whoosh. All right? So that's the trap. And I do the difficulty of detecting the spikes and getting out based on 13, maybe 15. Maybe I elevate the danger now to 15 to try to get out. And if you don't, you get spiked by the, you get the spikes stuck in your body and they do 2d6 damage and you cannot move. And if you strain anymore, they cut you, they pierce you even more. See? So that's a basic trap right there. That's a simple trap. And I'll play the video at the end of the actual play so you can see what happens. It was pretty hilarious. And these are the other, these are the characters that were in it. But what else do I want to say so I guess in summary, that's how you do traps. Keep it simple. Think about how, so for instance, think about how is this goblin, okay, there's a trap. Wait a minute, there's a trap. What made this trap? What is their intelligence level? What do they have at their resources to make this trap? Okay. Oh, and you know what I mean? So he's going to have some bramble or sticks. He's going to tie him up in some random fashion. It's going to be weak. He's light. You know what I mean? Think of the, what trap it, who made it, how are they going to make it? And you as a DM, you really should be how can I make this trap? I'm going to make this trap. So really use only what you know to make that trap and set it there and keep it simple. Remember the perception, countering it, and then triggering it or solving it. And also allow your players to solve it. If they come up with some weird, goofy thing and it sounds reasonable enough to you, if it sounds 10% reasonable, because it's fun for them to solve something, get past it, and move on. And thusly you should make your trap simple. Because don't make it too complicated. Don't make it so hard that they can't figure it out. Or there's only one way to figure it out. Don't do that. That's going to be very frustrating for them and you. Because trust me, I did everything I could to give them the clues after clue, and it never works. The other simple, high level trap was on this door. There was just a rune and they just looked at it and boom, And you can do any kind of thing. DC 15, dexterity and they had it was basically a big necrotic fireball, kind of a fireball with necrotic damage. It was 8d6, and it was just a rune on the door. That's it. That's high level. That's it. That was it. And really, that is it, because most of high levels are really runes and wards or wards or whatever. Because it's just look at it or enter that area and boom. That's simple enough to remind them that there's a trap here and there, and you don't have to make it that complicated. Okay, those are the basics right there. How do they build it? That's just put together what you think you could build, in a simplistic fashion in that area. Or it's just a ward. It's just one of those rune wards things that they come across, and the magic mouth. That's a hilarious one that you should do. Intruder alert! That's it. That's the trap. Another trap is obviously environment. Use the environment as a trap, and that's why I like drawing these type of maps, because you can tell it's kind of going to be it's a difficult terrain and DC 12. Otherwise, you fall and trip and take 2d6. Because you just, but if I have spike boots, okay, you're good. Or we're using rope, and okay, get an advantage. Or one, you don't have to save, or two, get an advantage to the roll. What if they have something? I've got a walking cane. All right, I'll give you advantage to the roll. Whatever. So I think I'm done with the video. Just about traps and about have the environment is literally a trap. This is a trap to me. This water. Where's the other? This is a trap. It's not only the water and the bugs and the swarms in there, but also the poison here. You could even, spat out some pour. They didn't go to this one. They avoided it. They're like, we don't want any more. Oh, this one here. They were searching in here, and there was little carrion crawlers in there. They fell in, and totally had like a trap. They slipped down the slippery sewage mud, fell in, and that was a trap, basic trap. And this is not one that the ogres that live here built. This is them just being disgusting. They sleep here, they defecate waste here, and plus all the dead material of whatever they ate. It's become this cesspool, and that's a trap. And the fumes they had to save versus the fumes too, in the area. So you know what I mean? There's like all the that's a trap. Those are traps. It's an environment trap, and so yeah. Okay, so that's my basic explanation that you should constantly the environment and traps, whether they're made or by default because of the disgustingness, those should be just abounding in your dungeon or in your in your dungeon crawl or your layers. Always use smell. Always invite stench, or the screech of something, in a cavernous area. The lights flickering or whatever. Always try to do that. And if it's something kind of fun like that, like lights flickering, for whatever reason, the swarm of bats and stuff, DC 12, or you're confused and you lose initiative or you lose a turn, or constantly do little stress tests and little environmental things like that. But feel the flow of the game, obviously, and don't overdo it. But do have stuff like that in your game. And yeah, okay. So that's that. And this, if you're interested in this Goblin Fortress, it'll be available, I hope soon, on my Storytelling Ron. I wasn't planning on doing a little commercial, but that's Storytelling Ron, and I do have a patron thing there. It's my own. It's not Patreon. It's really cool. You got all the pages. Really, you can find stuff really easily, and the way I format it's kind of fun, I think. And I have to still keep adding stuff. I have a lot more to add to it. But anyway, so this is a video on traps and environmental traps, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. And keep it simple. Use the DC 357 rule. The 357 rule, where you just if they're third level, just go with 13 and plus threes and 1d6. If they're seventh level, go with DC 17 plus 7 and 1d10s damage. 3d10, 2d10. That's how simple it is to play the traps. Okay, hope that was helpful. And here's the video. Hope you enjoy it.
Well, if there's we need a key. Maybe if we go, is there a pathway up? As it looks like.
There. No, stop looking at the door. Oh, you got it. All right, you guys stay here. I'm gonna go try to figure out what the hell is going on.
I don't want them to miss out.
Where's he going? Okay, what is that?
Okay, good. I'm not crazy.
What is that?
What do you see? I don't see nothing.
It's right there.
Right there. Right where?
Fairy!
Oh, there it is. Now I see that's moving. Why didn't you point that out earlier?
Don't you even.
But I did.
Wait, come back.
You think it's friendly?
All right, guys, I'm gonna catch this thing. Just wait for it to fly by again.
But what about the darkness?
Yeah, anyone have light spells?
Yeah,
no.
I do actually. I'll cast a dancing light. 5 glowing, different color books appear around me and
okay.
try and light in different directions.
I would do it, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You see, it flies up into this hole up here.
Oh, there's a hole there.
Convince.
Who wants to go in first?
Oh, is it my turn to do it first this time?
Yeah.
I'll do a straw.
Well, you were closer.
Please
to the
do.
ladder.
Kevin's idea of certain looking at the door is the same as me touching it.
It didn't. I didn't see any traps, so I
Okay.
thought
So
it was fine.
give me specifics what you want me to do here, because I hear the hesitancy.
There's
Yeah,
a flying thing, and you have a bow and arrow.
Yes. Just shoot it.
So just lightly shoot it.
It's not really like a melee weapon. I can't really just look. I just hold it gently to your throat. It's really an all or nothing thing.
Does anybody speak Fey?
Not really. No.
Speak Elvish.
Try some Elvish. Try to speak to it in Elvish.
I speak in Elvish. I say, "Hey, you small flying thing, what you doing?"
Yeah, that's how you make friends.
I can speak Celestial. Maybe they can speak Celestial. Dear Spirit, this is a Cleric of Helm. Please help us. I don't hear nothing.
All right.
Maybe we should
Alright.
climb inside.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Do it.
Stupid rope ladders. Wish I could fly right now.
Okay, you see
Hold on.
You see a tunnel in there. And
Hold on.
What's up?
What?
Hex, get behind me. He's entering another cabin.
Well, you've seen how this goes.
You see there's a little doorknob in the tunnel.
How big is the tunnel? Can I fit in
You
there?
can crawl in, yeah. There's a
Alright.
little doorknob.
All right. Let's.
Roll your perception. It's dark in there. It's like in there. You can see it. It's shiny. It's the doorknob or the handle or whatever.
Oh wow. 23.
Okay. You see as you're going in, right? It's a small tunnel, but on the sides of you are spikes pointing inward. Just slightly out, but kind of hidden in there. But you see them.
You guys, I found the trap before I activated it this time.
Oh,
Good
no
job.
way. Congratulations.
I think our rogue just leveled up.
Can
Is
Can
this
you-
how you rogue?
can you disarm it?
I need a shirt that says that. Is this how you rogue?
They're just stuck in there. You can
Well,
tell.
it's just spikes. Just don't touch the spikes.
Yeah, they're just
Alright,
buried in
anyway.
the dirt, like just a jar or whatever, all around. It looks
Alright,
pretty
well,
haphazard, but well hidden.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to pull out the spikes. Just know that they're there
Oh, okay.
if you end up here. But anyway, I'll
Okay.
go and knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, no, you can reach it from right where you are. You just enough to stretch in there, and because it's pretty small,
Yeah.
like a goblin size or whatever. You just knock on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a real friendly rogue.
You
Okay.
could kick it in.
It just
There's an
knocks.
option.
Your derriere is hanging out. They can still see. You're not all the way in.
All right. Well, I'm going to open it then.
Okay. It opens pretty easy, like ding 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 ding.
Yes.
I think he just knocked.
Whoa! There's several of them. What? Whoa! So shoot!
Don't like this.
I don't
Here
see
they go.
anything in here.
I fire.
Roll your initiative. They come out of the like bats coming out from the ceilings in the darkness, and you are stuck. If you go backwards, the spikes. You have a very difficult retraction roll to do.
I'm fairly certain I'm going first.
Yeah, everybody roll.
We got to get added to the turn order again.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Is everyone who's Thunder? You're added though, right?
Yeah.
But nobody else. Oh,
No.
which Thunder is? No, I don't know which one.
Mine's right.
Let me just. I may did I?
Yep, there we go.
Okay. You see one crawling right by you, looking at you, and it's up close, and this is what it looks like.
Oh man,
Oh,
Oh
I thought they were
no!
cuter than that. No, I thought it
definitely
was
not
a
a
fairy.
fairy.
And there's a little thing protruding out of it. It wants to, smack your hand or whatever, or pierce your hand.
All right,
All right.
guy's gonna get stabbed.
Guys, I don't think these were Fae.
Okay.
Should have zoomed in more. I mean, looked harder.
I don't hear the difference.
Oh gosh. Sheet here of a sturge swarm. Oops, I should have said that. All right. What'd I roll? 9? Oh, battle music. Even though this is not really a battle. It's a follies is what it is. I always get this wrong. Descending. Okay. Oh, who's that first? Oh. All right. Khan!
Yes, and with such vigor in my voice, I run back before I take my shots.
Difficult terrain.
Yep. I only move 13 feet of my 15.
Roll your either acrobatics as you leap or your
I feel acrobatics is more appropriate
athletics as you stomp down this treacherous terrain.
18.
Oh, you're fine.
And as I slide down there, I turn back. I shoot upwards into there, into the tunnel. As I rolled a 23 to hit and a natural 1 for the second.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who do you hit? This guy?
Yeah. He'll take 12 points of damage. 6 of that is fire.
Okay, so the 6 is full damage. The other is half.
Fire's half.
No, the fire's full, and the other is half. So
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
what would that be?
So if it's half that, then it would be 9 points of damage total. It doesn't matter if the weapon's magical or not.
Oh, yeah, you guys got magical weapons, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to. No, you know what? I'm gonna say no because it's not because of their. It's not a resistance damage. It's because they're little creatures.
Gotcha.
swarm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it wasn't a factor. But yeah, then it'll be 9 there.
All right. Well, you pretty much burn them, except for one. So it's pretty. That mob is, or that little swarm is definitely, you totally eradicated it, or most of it. But you rolled a 1, right?
Yeah, for a second one.
Okay, so
Hey, friends. If your clothes catch on fire, it totally was not me.
or this is
it was the other
treacherous.
guy with the flaming bow.
You're prone, and you're going to take 1d6. I'll say that because of the terrain. It's that kind of a terrain.
Okay.
Take 2.
Take 2. I'm starting to damage those temporary hit points from forever fights ago.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, dwarf.
So what? I see one left of the swarm.
Of this swarm,
Yeah.
these ones are full.
Oh, that's. Oh, holy
Yeah.
shit! I didn't see all them.
Yeah. There's one left there, and then we got a whole group here.
Why didn't you
plus
see them?
this
They're right
guy.
there. I don't understand. Were you zoomed in or something? Yeah, you see a little goblin come poking his head out, and he's got like a
Yeah,
stern.
no, I was zoomed in.
He's got
which
like a-
is funny because okay.
He's got like a little bird on his shoulder. So, dwarf, your turn.
Okay, we don't have. There's no template here, but what I want to do, I'm gonna like drop down a little bit, so I'm even with him, and I'm gonna point my finger up, and I'm gonna say, "Feel the flame of Helm," and I want to place a fireball so I get all these.
Oof. Oh, ow. Okay. Yeah, even if. Okay. Boom! I don't even need, wow. Okay. That is so mean.
Oh yeah. Yes, burn, baby, burn.
Can't you just give me a?
It's going thermal.
Can you just give me a chance?
Whoa! Cool effect.
And I'm gonna have this guy save too, which I don't. No, it doesn't even matter. He freaking. Yeah, this is just too much damage for them to.
I don't like the aspect of many fireballs in a concentrated tunnel we're in.
Oh, and there's in the methane. Yeah, let me do the methane secondary explosion. All right, they're all just.
Happy I'm near the exit.
Yeah, they're all dead. You blow the entire.
Correct.
Kevin, you feel your derriere get really, really hot.
Oof.
But at least there's not a bunch of pokey pokies.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take fire over spikes any day.
Well, just a
right?
warming feeling. All right, so roll your to get out of there. Roll your what's it called? Oh my god, my brain.
Hey, you guys, I don't think these are fairies.
When you get over 50, you lose the words. The one where you contortion. Roll your contortion skill to get out of there without getting those spikes. You know.
Probably acrobatics.
Sure.
I can't stab the dude. I got a 12 on my acrobatics.
Well, if you want to go backwards.
No, I want to stab the dude.
Oh, this little guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
but then I want to get out.
Go ahead. Roll your stabby stab.
Oh, whoops, that's actually a plus
That's okay.
9.
He's dead.
That's 12.
He's just like a 1. They're like a couple of hits, so he's dead. Yeah, you're and then you try to get back, and that's when you fail. So you're gonna take 3d6 of stabby
Oh
stab.
my god. Oh my god.
Just you're like ah. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna. No. I take that back. You're not under duress. You're not under duress. So just take the 3. Just take the 3.
Okay.
You know, because you're meant to be you was being stabbed at, and then you got to try to get out.